woman, you usually get married, and then you buy a house with your partner, and then you have kids, and then maybe you chase your dreams. I didn't want to do it that way. I wanted to be successful before I started bringing these other components into my life. My name is Shae Whitney, and I specialize in making wildcrafted bitters using Colorado plants that I forage myself. I've always been a creative person. Even when I was working for other people as a bartender or a waitress, I was always like finding new ways of doing things that were more efficient, tinkering, making things. And I realized that that was right for me to be putting all of my energy into something that was mine completely. Where I've landed as coming up with these recipes and bottling and labeling and foraging, it works out really well for me creatively. It allows me just, all this open space for my ideas to flourish. When I first started my own creative career, I don't think I was ready for the stress. I was saying yes to everything, every single opportunity, and then I was really tired and I was taking on like every account that I could, and I burnt out. I got to this point where I felt like my well of ideas had kind of run dry, and I got really worried. I had to step back, and I was having lunch with another female creative who's a jeweler, and talking to her about this, and she said to me, "Your muse can leave you at any time." And I think that's when it clicked, I have to feed this. I have to keep this fire alive.
The pieces that I create, I want to stand the test of time. I always go with the idea that less is more. The jewelry is minimal in the sense that it's small and unobtrusive, but if you look at it closely, it has a lot of personality to it. My name is Molly, and I'm a jeweler. I went to school for outdoor recreation straight out of high school, deciding between that and art. To be an artist didn't seem practical to me, and I had a lot of trouble finding any job that utilized that degree. So I moved to Seattle after that to do another practical degree, which was going to be nutrition. Was all signed up for prereqs, and then at the last minute decided that it just didn't feel right and that I just had to make things. And jewelry had always been something that just fascinated me. All of a sudden, I had this rush of inspiration, and I just maniacally carved a bunch of wax. It came out as a cohesive collection, and I felt confident in putting that out into the world. Society's perception of female creatives is the same as any other career field. We've had to to prove our worth. Being creative is a little different because it's not so cut and dry as being a doctor or being a teacher and going to work and doing a job and proving that you can do it well. It's putting your creative ideas into the world and having those taken seriously. My biggest goal right now is to grow into a bigger studio space, something that's a little more inspiring than my current space. and it's happening slowly.
My name's Sarah, and I'm a potter. I live in Portland, Oregon, and I have a darling husband and 2 little girls. And this is my first studio outside of my home. I've been working out of my basement for the past 2.5 years. I think that I knew that I wanted to be a potter full-time when I was feeling pretty burned out in my past career as a stylist. I wasn't really feeling creatively fulfilled anymore, and I started taking an evening class at a local art school with a lot of old retired ladies, and just absolutely fell in love with the freedom of this craft. I started to have a lot of positive feedback for the work that I was doing, and a dear friend of mine has a beautiful shop in Portland and wanted to carry my work. And I realized that it was something that I could potentially turn into a career. I think women at this time are expected to do so many things. Women seem to have to be a good mother, excel in their career, be a good wife, a daughter, and there are definitely days where that all feels like it's too much. And then there's other days where I feel like I need a cape and I feel like a little superhero. The goal that I've set for myself is that I stay grounded and that my business stays manageable. I see so many examples of people who have a lot of success, and then before they know it, their businesses kind of run away from them a little bit. My family will always come first for me. I know that everything else could fade away, and if I have them, that I would be okay. And so I try to remember that when I'm in the most stressful part of my job, which sometimes orders need to be filled and my daughter comes down with the stomach flu, and I just have to take a deep breath and realize that they're gonna be okay without my ceramics in their lives for an extra few days.
My advice for a young woman interested in going into the creative field would be
follow your passion, even if that means that you really have to hustle at the front end to make it happen.
Be 100% authentic, to find what it is that makes you you.
if it's something that you just can't stop thinking about, this interest of yours that you just can't satisfy, you've got to go after it.